I'm afraid I've got a little confession to make because I got fooled.
Oh!
Look at that! It's like a shoebox.
Yeah.
I kind of like it. It feels kind of eco-friendly, I think. It's a box that I didn't see myself opening and getting all excited about because when I first saw the press release, I wasn't really into it. But then I watched and I read online content about the BF, which led me to dropping 2Gs on this thing. I don't think I've been this excited about receiving a new camera as this. I certainly got giddy getting out the least eco-friendly part of the packaging, but was I just trying to fool myself into believing spending 2K on a monocoque piece of metal was the right thing to do? 3 months on, do I still like it, or do I feel like a bloody fool for buying it? And we tried it, we handled it at the photography show.
Yeah.
Oh, it's over there. Oh, that feels really nice. It's so cool.
Bigger than I thought.
It is bigger than I thought. It's probably because of all of those slab-sided surfaces. It's as small as any reasonably small-sized full-frame camera bodies. But you kind of expect that to be small given the fact that it doesn't even have a viewfinder, which is fine unless you're the most ardent of viewfinder advocates. Well, I like EVFs, not enough to complain about it on the comments of a photo blog, but the fact is that at this price point, and a bit less, you can get a full-frame camera with EVF. An EVF-less body might seem standard for a cheaper body, or an FX3. Of course, in reality, it's not a massive upheaval to use an LCD screen. The only problem is that it's not always easy to see in bright sunlight. I do feel like when I'm using the BF on a sunny day like this, it's kind of near on impossible to see the screen. I'm not against not having viewfinders, but that LCD screen has got to compensate for that, hasn't it? EVF-less is a compromise I can live with. However, there is another compromise that I find more compromising, though. And also the battery, which is absolutely tiny. It doesn't even hold enough charge for 200 shots. I thoroughly recommend at least buying one spare and the charger, which is not completely inexpensive. But it charges 2 batteries at a time and saves you the hassle of charging batteries in camera. I like the fact that it does have a flapless USB-C. Some won't like that, but honestly, your phone's USB-C port is not covered and that is exposed to pocket lint and finger smidge more than your camera. But apart from the regular plugging in of power, you'll need to access it to offload your photos from the 230 gigabytes of internal memory, which is not a huge amount. The storage is good for 14,000 JPEGs or 4,300 uncompressed RAW, DNG files, huge plus, or 2.5 hours of video footage at 6K. I wouldn't really be shooting a lot of video with the BF anyway. The video itself looks alright, but the continuous autofocus feels like at least previous generation Panasonic-like. The focus keeps getting distracted by trees. Panasonic's current generation of cameras' continuous AF is really good. The stabilisation on the Panasonic is much better for video too, for even just a handheld shot. On the BF, no stabilisation is obviously not as smooth and there's only electronic stabilisation, which is not as stable as the S5 II with just a sensor shift stabilisation, and you get 1.25 times crop. On a positive note, I think it's cool how the BF organises the folders by the dates they were taken on, and I haven't even come close to filling up the SSD yet, although that's perhaps down to the fact I only end up using it for short durations. It's a bit sharp, isn't it?
It looks sharp in photo. Well, instead I disappointed the edge are quite sharp, but
I don't think it's sharper than a MacBook. It really isn't.
oh, it is sharper.
It's not.
I have the iPad here.
Yeah, but it's the iPad. The MacBook is sharp. I guess you could argue that a MacBook is not going to be used in the same way as a BF. It's not knife edge sharp, but it's a hard edge. It's certainly problematic if you happen to be a ripe fruit that likes photography, or if you're a human being planning to hold this for more than 10 minutes. It won't break your skin unless you're a grape, but when I've got the weight of the camera with lens attached in my hand, it's bloody uncomfortable. It does have a couple of curved edges which provides a bit of welcome relief. It's just that if you're bony fingered like myself, those hard edges are going to prove to be a bit of a pain in the bum. Not literally, there's a bit of distance in between. I've tried remedies for the hard edges, not the pain in the bum. That just takes a bit more fibre in a diet. I even bought this £50 tilter grip. Don't ask me what that cost in Trump terms. It felt like the best choice of grips. Other options? Small rig. The design budget must have been small. The Owl Crown? Silly name, not much better looking than Small Rig, and not small on price. And then there's this Helium, which is a suitable name for a ridiculously inflated price. So I just went with the least ugly option, but even then it's still ugly. It just doesn't look right. If you're going to cover the design of the BF with a grip, you might as well not get a BF in the first place. Owning this camera makes me think different, but it has nothing to do with actually taking photos. Now, at the same time as I bought this, I pre-ordered some Sigma lenses because I thought they would suit this body much better. But unfortunately, the bodies come first, and I've had to use other L-mount lenses. And yes, those Sigma lenses still haven't shipped, and it seems like a number of those contemporary lenses are still on pre-order on websites everywhere. Now, when you've got a camera like this, which is very much about the aesthetic, and a lens that isn't quite so much, it just doesn't fit. And that is one massive problem with the BF. What lens are you going to use on it, other than the Sigma lenses? You're going to spend more time looking at the back of the camera, hopefully, than the front, but all of these silly things that shouldn't matter. Sigma's lenses look best on the BF. I just wish they had something that doesn't stick out as much.
It do need pancake lens. He need a really cool pancake lens.
This Lumix lens has the pancake bit sorted, just not the cool part. That doesn't quite cut it, does it?
No.
In some ways I feel like this might be the best option out of all the lenses I've got on the Sigma BF body. Nice and compact, and it's silver. There's nothing wrong with the AF on the BF. In fact, it works very well. It's just that this lens looks better. I know that's kind of daft, but the manual focus assist on the BF is quite good, and yeah, it's really daft. But you know what, it does suit the simplicity of the BF, and it gives me an aperture ring when there's only one dial to adjust the settings. It wouldn't be the fastest of cameras if you have to rely on just that one dial to do full manual. This is not really a camera for someone that is obsessed with being very technical. But this is a camera that is a lot about the design. Well, in fact, it's all about the design. It's got cute haptic buttons with a really cool quick half-press preview. Okay. Standby mode for quick wake, or even quick power on when it's powered off. Well, that's neat, but not a reason to buy a camera. Because if you want a smallish 24 megapixel full frame camera that takes 6K video, has no EVF, you just get the S9. And then if you want an EVF and brilliant autofocusing, all for the same price, you get an A7C II from Sony. I can't actually reasonably justify why anybody should buy a BF instead of a Sony A7C II, Nikon ZF, Lumix S9, or even the used Leica M-Type 240. I'm getting to the point where I think I have too much camera gear, and I have to get to one in, one out policy. So this has got to go. I mean, this has got to stay. Something has got to go. What could it be? It's cool. And I would say that especially as I've just bought it. That was then. Now, I still think it's cool. Will it take more beautiful photos? No. Better performance than the competition? For sure not. But it is beautiful to look at. It does make me want to use it, sore fingers and all. It's not a sensible choice of camera. It's not about the tech. It's not about performance. To want one, you have to be completely illogical about it. After all, a fool and their money are soon parted. This video was sponsored by Squarespace. If you want to set up your own website, online store, just your own domain, it's super easy to get started with Squarespace with a slick, easy to use interface filled with a plethora of templates to choose from, and with 24/7 customer service to help you out if you need it. You can get a 14-day free trial by clicking the link in the description box below, and to get 10% off your first order, use the code KAI. Companies like that should be supported in that kind of crazy thinking. I'm buying this just to support Sigma. This is probably not as eco-friendly. This feels like some kind of nylon. Locke's got his arms folded. He's not impressed. I think companies like this should be rewarded for nice design.
For this foolishness.
Exactly. Why does everybody have to be so logical when it comes to releasing camera products? Photography doesn't have to be logical. Cameras don't have to be logical.
No.
That's boring. So that's why I'm buying this. Sigma should be rewarded. Oh, that didn't go too smoothly. Oh, that didn't peel nicely. Oh. I'd give that peeling a 5 out of 10.
Yeah. I hate it when they...
Oh no.
When they make it like you can just peel it like that, it got a tab or something, and then when you actually tear it, yeah, you tear it.
But I just wonder, is it because this is more recyclable? Because some labels will have a bit of plastic in, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why you can kind of peel it off nicely.
Don't know.
But this feels like it might be more paper. You know what? I take it back. In that case, I'll give it a 9 out of 10, just for being a bit more eco.
The body cap is quite cool.
It is cool, isn't it?
In this sense, it's actually quite kind of waste of energy to make that body cap.
But you know it's going to be a body cap
But
that you want to keep.
But it's beautiful, foolish.
Yeah. Actually, I need a different lens. This doesn't look good in the thumbnail, is it?
Just take it off and put the lens cap back on. Another lens cap, body cap. I still think it looks better in photo than actually hold it. It's just me. I mean, like compared to the Leica T, the Leica T on photo is like, what was that? And then when I hold one, I actually feel really good.
The trouble is, the lenses for it look crap.
Yeah. It's cool in a way.
You could say it's like the Cybertruck of cameras, but with a far more likable CEO.